All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down the Sanguine Infusion. This is the covert protocol that transformed the creature of doom into something far, far more terrifying and divine.
And this quote right here, man, that just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the paradox at the very heart of our subject, Vadis's Nox. It's this tension that makes the whole thing so compelling. So, the big question is, how on earth do you even make a divine monster?
Well, it all starts with a recipe for a paradox. Deep in the corrupt, decaying world of Neo-Geist Nihilist, a secret super soldier program decided to force two radically different ingredients together. Okay, so check this out. On one side, you have the conduit, the divine, preserved blood of St. Januarius. We're talking a true holy relic, just brimming with immense power. Then, on the other side, you have the catalyst, the mutated biology of Julian Vance, a Vadis Nox. This is a creature whose entire system is basically an engine built to sense doom. It's literally the sacred versus the monstrous.
So what happens when you smash those two together? You get something that's way more than just a stronger monster. You get a magical super soldier serum. And this isn't just a simple boost. No, this infusion creates a potent magical enhancement that fundamentally rewrites what Vatis Nox is, right down to his biological and spiritual core.
Okay, so what does that actually look like? How does this change him? Let's dive into how this infusion first impacts his physical form, because it forges a body that goes way, way beyond its monstrous limits.
I mean, look, he was already an imposing creature to begin with, right? A 7-foot frame is nothing to sneeze at, but the infusion just looks at that raw power and uses it as a starting point for something much, much greater.
And here's where it gets wild. You can see how every single enhancement is this bizarre blend of the divine and the monstrous. His strength? Yeah, he can now punch clean through reinforced concrete and lift small vehicles. His beak and talons, they become the talons of the saint, nearly indestructible, able to tear through steel as if it were paper. And to top it all off, he gets rapid regeneration. The divine magic literally knits his wounds back together, making him incredibly difficult to defeat. He's a walking contradiction of holy destruction.
But believe it or not, the physical upgrades are just the beginning. The infusion also supercharges his energy-based powers, turning his voice from a tool of simple dread into a divine weapon. So, you know how his previous ability was all about using infrasound to instill dread? Super creepy, for sure, but kinda straightforward. Well, after the infusion, that gets a massive upgrade. It's not just about fear anymore. Now it projects divine judgment, forcing his victims to confront their own souls.
Yeah, this is way beyond a simple psychic attack. This is straight-up spiritual warfare. People caught in this are literally paralyzed by the overwhelming weight of their own sins and the certainty of their damnation. It doesn't just scare you, it saps all your hope and your will to even fight back.
And if all that wasn't enough, there's his last resort power, his ultimate move really. It's called the liquefaction effect. This is where that miraculous nature of the saint's blood comes roaring back. If Nox is pushed to his absolute limit, the holy blood in his system liquefies, unleashing a catastrophic wave of kinetic energy powerful enough to level an entire city block. And the visual of this is just incredible. During this event, his red eyes, the eyes of a monster, they don't blaze with demonic rage. No, they blaze with holy fire. It is the ultimate paradox right there in front of you, a monster wielding the fire of a divine agent.
Okay, so we've covered the body and the powers, but the enhancement doesn't stop there. It fundamentally changes his perception of the world too, turning his natural intuition from a simple sense into a divine curse. His connection to doom gets amplified into a source of constant torment. He doesn't just get a bad feeling a building is going to collapse anymore. Now he sees the faces of everyone who is destined to die. He feels their final moments. Think about that. It's perfect intelligence, but it comes at a tremendous psychological price. And on top of that, he's now a living compass for dark magic, constantly being drawn toward the city's deepest corruption.
So you take all of this together, the power, the pain, the paradox, and what does it all mean? What's the narrative significance of all this for Vadis Nox's story within the world of Neo-Geist Nihilist?
Well, it really all comes back to that quote from the beginning. It makes him a walking, flying paradox. His entire existence is now defined by this impossible, unwinnable internal conflict.
And here's that conflict in a nutshell. On one side, he's got the power, the sacred tools of a divine super soldier, totally able to save lives. But on the other side, you have his nature, The inherent nihilism of Avadis Nox is still in there, and it's screaming that it's all doomed, that everything is pointless.
And you can literally see this conflict. Visually, he becomes a beacon of this internal war. As he moves through the urban decay and shadows of the city, a faint, crimson, holy light actually emanates from his form. It's this beautiful, tragic contrast, a sacred light moving through the absolute deepest shadows.
Which, of course, leaves us with the central question of his character, doesn't it? When you have the power to save, but a nature that only sees despair, what are you? Is Vadis Nox a hero, or is he a tragedy? Is he meant to prevent doom, or is he just the ultimate, most terrifying omen of it?